What? You thought this was the end? Nah, my friends, this is the beginning. Hi everyone, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to my channel and you've just found me on YouTube, welcome aboard. I hope you enjoy this content today. And if you do enjoy it, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Join in the fun. It's the easiest thing you can do that doesn't cost anything to help a small YouTube channel grow. Is just hit the subscribe button. Turn the notifications on, watch the videos when they come up, and enjoy the content. Of course, leave comments in the comments section. I always look forward to talking to everyone. For those who know me, you know I like to answer back to everyone's comments. And of course, to my regular viewers, you all know how special you are, and I look forward to talking to you guys each and every day. Of course, the same goes if you can't reach me on there, you want to reach out with my email, my Patreon, my P.O. Box. It's all listed in the descriptions or in the About section. You'll find me there. Can't wait. Now, on to a serious thing before we start the video today. A reminder, because of this topic today, I am not a financial advisor. I have no financial background. I did not graduate Magic University. I can't help you. This is an entertainment channel for entertainment purposes only. Although I may have strong opinions on certain cards, I'm not a financial guy. So, I'm sorry about that. I can't help you. I'll give you non-advice. That's all I can do. Okay? All right. And of course, there was a slight background change today because people on my channel said I should pull out some of my cards from my personal collections in my decks and like put them up there. So enjoy the display of some of my higher end cards I use inside my collection decks that I still play with. So these are actually in the sleeves I play with. I will leave them here for a couple of videos for you guys to enjoy. See if you can count how many pieces of power there are and put them in the comment section below. It'll be fun to do. All right, so let's get started. For those who are not aware, Rudy did a video. This video is coming out on the 3rd. Okay, it's a pre-recorded video. But Rudy did a video on Wednesday, the 1st of September, showing a giant stack of Metalworkers that he had bought secondhand from somebody else. Okay, so he bought somebody's collection of Metalworkers. And he was commenting on the fact that when you try to sell them to a store, it's not easy to do. It was a very good video, actually. So when you see that, I'm thinking Metalworker, a card that I've mentioned numerous times on this channel when it was 60, 70 bucks. And then when it hit $100 even a couple of weeks ago, by this point I've already tracked the price, but I want to see the upswings when a channel like Alpha Investments and Rudy mentions a card like this. It puts a giant spotlight on Metalworker. He literally affects the market. It can't be helped. Even though he's just making remarks and comments, what happens is the market is affected by it. There'll be people who realize, yeah, this card is kind of underrated or it's undervalued, and they will go out and grab some copies. So for those of you who sent me emails about 2 weeks ago when I covered Metalworker, congratulations. I know you got a great deal when you bought those for $100, so congrats. For those who bought them at the $50, $60, and $70 level, right around the 2020 mark, way to go. Because I know you're going to see nice returns on your cards. Even though you planned on keeping them, you know who I'm talking about. It's very cool to see when you have an investment like that, a card like that you enjoy, actually go up in value in case you ever do have to sell. Which brings me to the second part here. When you look and see cards like that rise because something Rudy said or the market's reacting, a lot of people forgot that the reserve list was kind of around. Things quieted down, lots of new sets like Dungeons and Dragons, good stuff, Midnight Hunts coming up. So people are getting forgetful, they're busy. And there's been no light shining on it except for right now. This can have a drastic effect on some cards' prices in the secondary market. You need to be aware of this because these shifts can happen instantaneously within a couple of days. But whenever a low-end card starts to rise in price, the higher-end ones, the Moxons, those are all the last to be affected. Remember last time they kind of stayed their way until the very end, then they jumped up by $1,000 to $2,000 each. That's what happens. And we have seen a lot of reserve list cards retracing right now. You saw my video on Wednesday, and you saw my video Thursday about the Soldevi excavation buyout and the fact I'm purposely buying it out to see how it will affect the market. I want to see what happens and see how everything reacts as I buy the card. Now, it'll be a great experiment, don't get me wrong, but it will do things to the market because I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to keep pecking away at it. A lot of people do this but don't make a big show of it. I am making a show of it so people can see. But as these prices start to shift up, it's becoming more and more apparent to me. I mean, it's just my opinion, but there'll be less people able to get these cards in the future. And I'm talking the Dwarven Ponies. I'm talking the Thrall Champions. These cards are already kind of expensive. When you see a Library of Alexandria and it's going for $4 or $5 grand, and you see Moxes at $6,000-$7,000, you see these cards all start going up. They all have ceilings, don't get me wrong, until everyone gets used to that price level. Then they slowly rise again. But cards that have never gone up past a couple of bucks, like the ones I just mentioned, Thrall Champion, Dwarven Pony, whatever card floats your boat, and the lower end reserve list cards, Fungal Bloom, these cards will go up. And there is a point that somebody will know, and it'll be predicted, that there'll be a day when Thrall Champion's like $100 and nobody can play with it. All the new kids come in, oh, you have these new Thrall decks. I can't get a Thrall Champion. They're too expensive. Everyone bought them out back in the day. Just like we talk about that now with Moxes. The reserve list is a finite resource of cards. That's all there is. Wizards is not getting rid of the reserve list. They have no reason to. We've talked about this. What's happening is they can just go ahead and print alternate versions and variations of the card without disrupting the reserve list, which they'd rather just leave dead and forget about it. Move on, use those cards as concept cards for ideas they can make money off of. They're not going to touch the reserve list card, which means the reserve list is a finite resource. Picture it as a lake. And every time somebody dips in and takes some home, there's a little bit less. Except for no rainfall will ever fall on this lake. So it can only go down, not up. The cards get less, not more. Unless somebody happens to drop their bundle back into that lake, it just gets drier and drier. And the bigger whales eat up a little bit more, a little bit more. There are lots of little fish now who realize what the reserve list is, and they reach out and they try to grab those cards whenever possible. They peck here and there. Just like me, I pick up a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little Noble Fairy there. I go over there and maybe grab a, I don't know, whatever cool card grabs my eyes. Whatever. Soldevi Excavations. I grab those little cards. Kajoran Outpost. Lake of the Dead. Maybe you're going after a Metalworker yourself. Those little cards. Quorum Trench Gnomes, right? Guys, it is crazy to see, but it is a finite resource. It's going to run out. And now that I've seen it, now I can see it more and more clearly with some of the buyouts we've had and these mini buyouts, the 10 or 12 copies of a card just disappearing. And it goes and it goes. Hello? These prices are changing. They are knocking at the door right now saying, be aware of what's happening. Be aware. It doesn't have to be a high-end card. It is any card. If there are cards on the reserve list you enjoy, you might want to either get one, or if you have them, you may really want to say, nah, I don't really want to sell this ever, because the chance of getting it back becomes that much more remote as the years go by, as more and more of these cards slowly get sucked up in a vacuum cleaner of people's collections. Because that lake only gets smaller, not bigger. It's not being replenished. The big whales out there, they don't need to. They can eventually direct the market. If they have enough copies, we've talked about it, they can direct the course of a card. Because it doesn't take that much to buy out cards like that. As I showed with Soldevi Excavations, 300,000 copies in today's market is nothing. And that's assuming there's that many left, really, right? We don't really know how many have survived the wear and tear of time because those cards weren't considered valuable. It's crazy to think about. But when you go and decide on what to get, make sure you're staying in a budget. Make sure you're being financially aware of what can happen because these cards could still go to zero. Something catastrophic could happen. This is not like a pure science or anything, right? This isn't like a market that's like directed and controlled by people. It's controlled by players, by people who have played the game and just have it. There's no giant brokerage firm saying this is the set price. There's no regulator making sure how things are doled out. No. It's directed by players. People out there who have the cards. They can ask for whatever they want to ask for. They can sell whenever they feel like selling. They can take their cards and burn them if they feel like it, just to see if the reserve list will go up in price, right? If somebody burned 20 Moxes, you know Moxes are going up in price because there's 20 less in the world. It's funny to think about, but that's the direction things can go when it gets a little crazy. And every 10, 12 years, you're going to see it'll be a real noticeable dip in the amount of cards out there. And you'll see even the lowest cards reach higher levels if it keeps going the way it's going. And I do believe it's going to head that way. So I'm going to buckle down, keep the cards I enjoy, try to spread my wings and pick up those few small tidbits of cards I can get my hands on. And if you're somebody who really enjoys reserve list cards and you want to have a few, maybe you skip out on one of the new sets this year if it's something you really want to go after. I know a lot of people on the channel said they're not going for the collector booster boxes anymore. They're going to hold on, save that $300-$400, and they can go after a reserve list card of decent value. They can get a couple of Volroth Stronghold. They can go ahead and get a couple of Lake of the Dead, some Trench Gnomes, they can have some fun times. You just have to watch what you're doing and be aware of where you want to be as a player and as a person. It's up to you. It's your choice. I'm just informing you that it looks like things are going to get a lot worse when these prices start to rise. I mean, we all know inflation's setting in. It's happening here in Canada. I've noticed prices and shipping costs and things have gone up. So it costs me that much more to get the cards I like that I'm trying to look locally whenever I can. It is crazy out there. And the local stores are telling me they have nothing coming in. If they have nothing coming in, it's all being held. That is a scary time. So everyone, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the conversation today. Make sure you leave some comments in the comment section so I can talk with you guys about this interesting, fascinating topic. You guys have a great day today. This is MTG Moxman. Looking forward to talking to everyone soon. Have a great day today. Hey guys, big shout out to all my patrons out there. Thanks again, guys. Welcome to all the new patrons who joined up. You've all been added to the giveaway list. Don't you worry. If I missed anyone, please let me know. I tried to make sure I got this correct this month. Thanks again, everyone. Patrons make the world go round. Whoa, you're here! Welcome back! You made it to the end. You're gonna share a drink with me. Guess what? I'm having some good water right now. A lot of talking, a lot of editing at the end of the video. Make sure it all fit in correctly. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And of course, at the end of this particular video today, if you watched this far, you deserve two things. Number one, a thank you. Oh, three things. The thank you, of course. And we got to add some card. We got to add a card. So we're going to add Marsh Casualties. And that's from Zendikar. Going in the 10K box. So pay attention to these things. And the last thing is, at the end of the video, make sure you leave a boomstick for me because you guys deserve it. Hope you guys have an awesome day because we deserve it. We've made it to the end of a week on a Friday. Yeah! I'll see you guys for the Saturday, Sunday stuff and, of course, the Sunday live stream. See you guys soon.